Yirmiyahu chapter 50. The word that Yahweh spoke concerning Babel, concerning the land of the Kashdim, by Yirmiyahu the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not, saying, Babel is taken, Bel is put to shame, Merodach is dismayed, her images are put to shame, her idols are dismayed. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They are fled, they are gone, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Yehudah together. They shall go on their way weeping, and shall seek Yahweh their God. They shall inquire concerning Zion with their faces hitherward, saying, Come ye, and join yourselves to Yahweh in an everlasting covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, We are not culpable, because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of righteousness, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. Flee out of the midst of Babel, and go forth out of the land of the Kashdim, and be as the he-goats before the flocks. For lo, I will stir up and cause to come up against Babel a company of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of an expert mighty man. None shall return in vain. And Kashdim shall be a prey. All that prey upon her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Because ye are glad, because ye rejoice, O ye that plunder my heritage, because ye are wanton as a heifer that treadeth out the grain, and neigh as strong horses. Your mother shall be utterly put to shame. She that bare you shall be confounded. Behold, she shall be the hindermost of the nations, a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yahweh she shall not be inhabited, but she shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babel shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues. Set yourselves in array against Babel round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh. Roar a rumbling roar against her round about. She hath submitted herself, her bulwarks are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do to her. cut off the sower from Babel, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Ashur devoured him, and now at last Nabuchodonosor, king of Babel, hath broken his bones. Therefore thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will punish the king of Babel and his land, as I have punished the king of Ashur, and I will bring Israel again to his pasture, and he shall feed on Carmel and the Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon the hills of Ephraim and in Galaad. In those days and in that time, saith Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Yehudah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I leave as a remnant. Go up against the land of Marathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod. Slay and devote after them, saith Yahweh, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut apart and broken? How is Babel become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babel, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh hath opened his armory, and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For the Lord Yahweh of hosts hath a work to do in the land of the Kashdim. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and devote her, let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. A lamenting be over them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babel, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our God, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babel, all them that bend the bow, encamp against her round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done, do to her. For she hath been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in her streets, and all her men of war shall be brought to silence in that day, saith Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O arrogance, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee, and arrogance shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up, and I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all that are round about him. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Yisrael and the children of Yehudah are oppressed together, and all that took them captive hold them firm. They refuse to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He will thoroughly plead their cause for the purpose of causing the land to rest, and he shall cause quivering to the inhabitants of Babel. A sword is upon the Kashtim, saith Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babel, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the boasters, and they shall become fools. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is a land of graven images, and they are mad over idols. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wolves shall dwell there, and the ostriches shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, so shall no man dwell there, neither shall any son of Adam sojourn therein. Behold, a people cometh from the north, and a great nation and many kings shall be stirred up from the uttermost parts of the earth. They lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voice roareth like the sea, and they ride upon horses, every one set in array, as a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babel. The king of Babel hath heard the tidings of them, and his hands became weak. Anguish hath taken hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in labor. Behold, the enemy shall come up like a lion from the pride of the Jordan against the strong habitation, for I will suddenly make them run away from it, and whoso is chosen, him will I appoint over it. For who is like me, and who will appoint me a time? And who is the shepherd that can stand before me? Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Babel, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Kashtim. Surely they shall drag them away, even the little ones of the flock. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate over them. At the noise of the taking of Babel, the earth trembleth, and the cry is heard among the nations. Thus saith Yahweh, Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babel, and against them that dwell in Lebakamai, a destroying wind, and I will send to Babel strangers that shall winnow her, and they shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his coat of mail. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. And they shall fall down slain in the land of the Kashtim, and thrust through in her streets. For Yisrael is not forsaken, nor Yehudah of his God, of Yahweh of hosts, though their land is full of culpability against the Holy One of Yisrael. Flee out of the midst of Babel, and save every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for it is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render to her a recompense.